My lovers, welcome to my channel. My name is Made for Love, and today we're looking at what has your person realized about you and the connection. We're going to look at what have they realized about themselves through this connection. We're going to look at their thoughts and feelings for you at this time. And in the extended, we're going to use basically the same format to look at what have they realized about the third party connection. Okay. So let's begin. And before we begin, I just want to say thank you to everyone that was so kind. To firstly one, listen to the podcast with Jody and I, and to give such lovely and supportive feedback. It was a very vulnerable interview for both Jody and myself, because even as we were speaking with each other on that podcast, the epiphanies and the breakthroughs were coming through, right? And we certainly said more than we meant to say or we anticipated to say, but it was very cathartic for both of us. And thank you guys for this holding space for that to happen. Okay, all right. Let's get into this. We have here the bone collector as the energy underneath the deck. And this feels like the energy of the shaman, but not just the energy of the shaman that exorcises the spirit, but also this is the energy of memory. This is the energy of the past. So when we combine those two things, we see someone exorcising or ending karmic cycles through the examination of the past. Now, I'm really drawn to the fact that this person that's sitting here is an elder. Okay. So it is also exorcising or clearing one's energy field through the examination of their ancestral line. Let me see what else is here. Now, there's a clock that's prominently displayed. So it feels like there's also an energy of this is something time sensitive, or it is the time. So it's the right time for this to happen. And then we also have the rabbit on the other side, fertility. So it feels like through the exorcism of their ancestral line, of their own energy field, your person is creating a lot of abundance or creating room for a lot of abundance in their life. And they're being protected by the ancestors as they do it. This person sitting in a sacred circle, right? So they're protected by the ancestors as they do this. But this is what they're doing right now. They're clearing their energy field. All right, let's get a card for your person's energy generally. What is it? It is the energy of the exorcist. Underneath the deck, and we have goblins in reverse. And this card, okay, maybe it was for the picker cards I was recording. It came out, but this time it comes out in reverse. Now, with this card goblins, I'm interpreting it to mean or different fears, and especially the fears that sabotage or life and sabotage or dreams. Your person is putting that in the reverse. Okay, so this is them conquering their fears, right? Really diving deep, identifying what is holding them back, and dealing with it. Let me see what they're saying about this goblins card. But that's what I'm getting with that. So card number 5. Let's see what they say with this goblins card. Fear is an illusion, exactly. Goblins are born when you're wounded and something essential is lost in that experience. From that point on, as you forget your wholeness, they remain with you in the shadows. There they remind you of what brought them into being by mimicking your own voice, tricking you into believing that you're unworthy, victimized, or unlovable. They hold you hostage through low self-esteem, self-sabotage, and the feeling that you're lacking what you need. So this is them facing that head on. They're no longer allowing their inner narrative and their overly critical inner critic to hold them back from what they believe they can accomplish, what they believe is their destiny in this lifetime. And that's a beautiful energy. So it's the same exorcist energy, right? So your person is ridding their energy field of any kind of fears that have been holding them back. The energy towards you, we have the Ice King. And this is the King of Swords. Okay. Now, the Ice King could talk about them holding back their emotions or not showing their emotions at this time. This person is here kind of taming the beast within. So it feels like they're holding back their passions, the natural passions that they have for you. Let's see. This is the Amira Love Oracle. All right, we have travel. So this is movement, and it's movement upward. This person is in a plane. So it feels like their perception of you is really elevated at this time. And this is someone that's thinking about moving towards you, coming towards you. If you guys have a long distance relationship or an online relationship, this is someone who wants to meet up. This is someone who might even be moving in order to be close to you, because they feel like if they don't make a move on, and this is the time aspect coming back in here again. If they don't make a move on, time is going to run out. The sun will set on this relationship and they will never get it back. So there's a sense of urgency that your person is embodying at this time. Let's do some clarification. Underneath the deck, 8 of Cups in reverse. And 8 of Cups in reverse can talk about our addictions or whatever it is that holds us back from realizing our full potential. Okay, which is the same goblin energy that we have here. So we get cohesion in the reading. All right, Spirit, tell us a little bit about this Goblin's card. We have the 9 of Pentacles. And the more that they release fear from their energy is the closer they get to wholeness. It is the closer they get to be self-sufficient, confident, and living their best life. Let's see this travel card. We have the 7 of Swords in reverse. This is someone who is no longer living in self-deception. Okay, this is someone who's no longer living in denial. They are taking full responsibility and acknowledging all the feelings that they have for you. And this is someone that wants to come and move towards you. Okay, it's also someone who's kind of heartbroken right now. And their heart had to crack open in order for all that was trapped inside, that Ice King that was holding everything inside, in order for all that emotion, that warmth, to be released and to thaw out their energy, their heart, whatever you want to call it. So let's ask Spirit now. What has your person realized about you and this connection? We have the Moon. And that can talk about our shadow. That can talk about intuition. We have the 9 of Cups. We have the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. And we have Judgment in reverse. Okay. So they're reflecting on their past actions in this relationship. What they realize is that they didn't invest in this connection in the past because they never thought that they were worthy of a love such as this. We have that 9 of Cups in reverse. Not only that, at the time when you guys met, your person was addicted to, well, we'll call it toxic love. But, love is not toxic. But you know what I'm talking about, right? They were addicted to drama. and you didn't offer enough drama for them to stay hooked in that little up and down cycle, that dynamic cycle that drama brings. They were addicted to adrenaline, and you weren't giving them that kind of rush. Okay, so they see now, what they realize is that they were operating in their shadow side when they met you. Okay, look, we have the moon here, right? And they were unawakened, so they couldn't appreciate anything that you were bringing to the table because it just didn't come with enough toxicity, with enough drama, with enough poison for them. And that's what they know. That's what they know relationships look like, right? There's always some sort of excitement going on. There's always some sort of rush going on. There's always some sort of conflict going on. And your person lives for the adrenaline rush of drama. And really what they were looking for, whether they knew it or not, was a relationship that matched the chaos that was happening inside of them. So in the past, they may have thought that they may have made you feel that something might have been wrong with you. But no, this is everything. Everything here is happening internally. It's really them. So I mean, this rule is what have they realized about you and the connection? But it really is about what have they realized about themselves. So what they realize about you and this connection is that this was destiny, and that you made them really dig deep into why they weren't investing in healthy relationships and why they couldn't thrive in healthy relationships. And that's because they didn't have a healthy relationship with themselves. That's what your connection made them realize. What have they realized about themselves? But I think we got some of that already. What have they realized about themselves in this connection? We have the Chariot. And then there's a song, Runaway Train, that's singing in my head. So let's see, we'll take that. We have Seven of Wands in reverse. We have Four of Cups. We're not accepting love. And Justice. What have they realized about themselves? That they are avoidant. And why are they avoidant? Well, yes, part of them thinks that they don't deserve to receive love, that they are unlovable, and because of that goblin energy that they have going on there. But also, this person has issues with setting healthy boundaries. So one of the workarounds that they created in order to not rise to that challenge is to not get close to people in the first place, or to do an overcorrection where they're not setting boundaries, but they're actively pushing you away. Yeah. So they realize now that this is something that they need to balance, right? And boundaries are important because boundaries are the way that we create balance between our needs and the needs of other people around them. So that's what they're realizing about themselves. That they push people away because they didn't feel competent enough to set healthy boundaries with the people that are closest to them. So if people don't get close, then they're not challenged to set boundaries. So what they realize about themselves, they're an escape artist. And anytime anybody gets too close, they're going to run away. And they're avoiding all the challenges that come when you are in a relationship with somebody. And if this is the energy that they are holding, there's something about this that's also being mirrored back to you. Could be lack of healthy boundaries, could be avoidance in different ways, whatever it is. There's something about this, or whether it's on having an unhealthy relationship with yourself, whatever it is, there's something about this that's being mirrored back to you, viewer. When your person thinks about you and the connection, how are they processing this connection mentally? We have the Lovers, right? And that's about true love. It's about unconditional love, but it's also about choices in love. We have the Star, healing, hope, destiny. They're all major arcana. We have Temperance in reverse, more major arcana there. And then we have Six of Swords in reverse. So they see that this is a deeply spiritual connection, and they see that you guys are connected on every level. Right? When we think about the different levels of love, it starts with the base level, the connection of bodies, the connections of mind, the connection that exists between the minds, the meeting of the minds, the meeting of the hearts, the meeting of the souls. You and this person, they see that you guys are connected on every level, right? And they view you as a star. They view you as their destiny. They don't have any doubts about that. What their issue is that they don't feel like an equal in this relationship. They feel like they will never level up to where you are, whether this is spiritually or otherwise. They don't like to feel destabilized. They don't like to feel out of their depth in a situation. They always want to feel in control of themselves and the situation at hand, but they don't feel in control in this connection with you. And at the same time, they've not been able to walk away from this connection or leave you behind. So there's a kind of catch-22 that's going on here. Feeling this drawn to you, but they don't feel like they can hold their own in a relationship with you. Like somehow you're going to control them or subsume them or something like that. Or they will lose themselves or lose their identity, which may have happened in other relationships that they had in the past. So it goes back to the Six of Swords in reverse. It is their wounding, it is their goblins that are still affecting how they are processing this relationship. But the more they deal with their fears, is the more that this energy is going to dissipate. Now, let's look at your person's heart space energy for you at this time. Where did I put that deck? God knows. I'll use another one, don't worry. I'll use the love pack. Let's look at the heart space energy for you at this time. So they don't think that they can hold their own with you, but at the same time, they can't seem to leave you behind either. They can't seem to let you go. Let's see the heart space energy for you at this time. We have wild abandoned. Okay, so it looks like, you just make this person feel so free, so passionate. You make them feel like they can do anything, that they can live their life the way that they want to, in a very kind of authentic sort of manner. You inspire this person. All right, let's see their heart space energy for you. We have doubt. Okay, so let them here with the flowers that they want to bring towards you, but in order to get to you, they gotta navigate all this emotion that's here. And this emotion here makes them feel vulnerable. It makes them feel weak, because that's what they were taught. That's what they were taught. Emotions are weakness. So they may have grown up in a family that maybe closely follows stoicism. And they're very afraid of diving deep into these emotions here. They feel like they might drown. How they're feeling? Good timing. They know that the time is right. They know that it's like they're getting a lot of messages that this is the time for reunion. This is the time to come back together. This is the crossroads, right? They see that there, but they're still hesitating because there's a part of them that feels like their existence or their identity is threatened by you. Like your opinions or your convictions or your beliefs are just going to just engulf them, and they won't be able to stand their ground. That's what I'm getting with that. Like you're this energy that just subsumes their whole being, because they're showing me like this big tidal wave that comes and brings someone into the ocean and they can't swim. That's how they feel. Lust. Well, whatever fear they have here is not going to stop them from wanting you. Okay, and if you've sent them like sexy pictures or something like that, know that they look at those often. Almost in a kind of pervy, obsessive kind of way, right? But this isn't going away. This isn't going away. So the more that they may try to run away from this connection, is the more that they are reminded of their attraction to you. How do they feel? Bad attitude. They feel like they won't get a warm reception if they come back to you. Like you will take their heart, just crumple it up and throw it in the trash. And maybe it's because they think that that might be their karma for whatever they did to you in the past. They know that when you are triggered, it looks like you're vicious. And they're not sure if they can face any kind of tongue lashing that you might want to give at this time. So, drawn towards you. Look at here. Good timing. They know it's good timing. The passion is there, but so is the doubt, and so is the fear. Hey, that rhymed. So is the doubt, and so is the fear. Let's see what Spirit's advice for you in the situation. What's Spirit's advice? So that's the push-pull energy that's going on with your person. They know the timing is right. They know that they want to. They know that you guys are divine counterparts. That's not where the doubt lies. The doubt is whether they can hold their own with you. We have help from above, but Spirit saying you guys are getting assistance from the moon's energy, from the unknown, from behind the veil. Okay, and look at the big tidal wave here again. Right? So let's see what's going on. What's Spirit's advice for you in the situation right now? We have say what you mean, and we have the moon again, card number 18. Right. Listen, just because this person may not have the tools to deal with what you have to dish out doesn't mean that you have to dim your light or hold yourself back because of them, right? And it doesn't mean that you have to stifle your own needs or what you want to say because they might not be able to deal with it. This is a time to be open and honest, right? It's not time to be pussyfooting around and talking in parables. That's what I call them. I'm talking in parables, right? Or talking around the issue. This is time to be as direct as you can so that there's no lost in translation thing going on. Take some time to clarify what you need to communicate and to whom, right? So Spirit is saying there's a conversation coming your way. And this is not time to mince any kind of words. Of course, you're not going to be harsh or anything like that, right? But certainly, you have to know what you're feeling and you have to know how to communicate what you're feeling. It says, honest communication begins with you. Take a moment to connect within and ask yourself, in what area of your life are you hiding and denying how you feel? Does your relationship with your partner need revamping? Are there things that are not working? Who are the people in your life that you must be honest with? This is your opportunity to take back your power and share clearly, wisely, and honestly what does and does not work for you. When you feel vulnerable, right? So your person isn't the only person that's concerned about vulnerability. When you feel vulnerable, you can easily be swayed to say what the other person wants to hear in order to keep the peace. And I think this is a fear that your person has. They're afraid to hold their own. They're afraid that you will be able to talk them into doing anything because they love you so much. The message of this card is that you need to say what you really mean, whether someone else likes it or not. So this is something that's mirrored in both of you. And they have an action here. It says rub your hands together for about 30 to 40 seconds. Then imagine that you're holding a blue ball of energy in your hands. Reflect on the qualities of confidence, honesty, and clarity. Then place your hands just above your throat and breathe in the blue light. Imagine this light moving into your throat and helping you to access the right words that you need to say. Picture the person that you need to communicate with standing in front of you. Share what you feel you need to say to this person, realizing that their higher self is listening. When you have completed this action, write down what you feel you need to say to them. Then share your feelings in person if appropriate. And it also brings me back to something that my grandmother used to say, like, just before she had a difficult conversation with somebody, she would always ask God, because she was Christian, she would always ask God to place the right words in her mouth, create the right circumstances, and allow the person to be receptive and receive the message just as she intended it to be received. She would always say that before. In any difficult conversation, she would say that. And maybe that's something that you need to say to yourself too. And it works. Like if I know I'm going to do something difficult, like if I'm having something administratively or in some kind of interaction with the government, whether it's to clarify some sort of issue or whatever it is, I always say, universe, put the right words in my mouth, put the right person in front of me, create the right circumstances so that this will all be worked out seamlessly. And it always happens. So maybe that's what you need to do too. Okay? I'm in love. So that was your reading. Join me next time if you wish. We're going to look at the karmic connection or the third party. Take care. Much love. And bye.